we can set ourselves up to be wealthy the rest of our life. Not just, you know, I would consider ourselves rich. We're not wealthy. But you make some smart, you buy assets at a cheap price when the recession hits. That's what wealthy is. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, my name is Chris Singleton. I'm an inspirational speaker. I'm a father, husband, children's book author, and real estate investor. The reason why I'm able to invest in real estate now is because of my speaking income. I basically take all the money that I make from speaking, which is hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year, and I invest that into real estate, which then pays for me to live the lifestyle that I live with my family. So in this video though, I'm actually talking about the ins and outs of my speaking business. So many people see me on stage, they say, man, Chris, you're traveling 12 days a month, which is true. I'm traveling 12 days a month, about 150 days a year. I'm moving around a lot, but there's so much that goes into getting these engagements, booking the engagement, booking the travel, you know, having everything taken care of before I get there, after I leave, the follow-up process. In this video, I'm basically breaking down what the whole process looks like for me to get paid to speak. Okay, so the first thing that happens is because I speak so much, most of my engagements, I'd say 95% of them are either repeat customers or clients, or they're referrals. So people say, man, Chris, I heard you speak at this conference and I want you to speak at my school. Or my son goes to this school and I run this company, I'd love for you to speak to my company. Or vice versa, Chris, you spoke to my company, it was phenomenal. Can you go give that message to my kid's school? I'm the PTO board president or whatever it is. That's how it usually happens. The first thing they do is they go to my website, chrissingleton.com. After they go to my website, I tell everybody, every single booking form goes through my website. So if you want to bring me in to speak, it goes through chrissingleton.com, and then you go to the booking tab. Now, after they fill out that booking tab, it's their name, email, their phone number, their cell phone number, not just the school or the company number, but their cell phone, their estimated budget for a speaker, how much they plan on paying for me to present, and then the date and how they hear about me, because I want to know how they heard about me. Now I get about 30 of these booking forms a month. Yes, 30 of these booking forms every single month. Somebody goes to my website, fills that out and say, Chris, I want you to speak to my organization. Now, once that booking form comes in, this is where the work happens, because I personally, yes, me personally, I call the client and I say, hey, Sony, I'm looking at a Sony camera. Hey, Sony, you want me to come speak to your annual conference? I would absolutely love to do so if it aligns with my mission and my message. So my message is about love, about unity, about overcoming adversity. You know, I can't talk about the ins and outs of shooting in 1080p or, you know, shooting in 4K or 8K. Like, I have no idea about that. So if that's what they want, I'm not the right guy for it. But if they want a message of unity, of resilience, company culture, I can definitely do that for them. Now, I do have agencies that sometimes book for me, but I'd say 95% of the stuff that I do, it all comes through me. There's a big myth that if I just get listed with an agency, then I'll get all these gigs, and that's never the case. You have to be popping for somebody else to want you to be on their agency page or their speakers bureau. If you're not getting gigs yourself, why would they want to list you? They won't. That's something that I learned when I was first starting off. I just thought, once I get this big break and being on the speakers bureau's page, I'm gonna get all the gigs. And that's just not how it works. I'm listed with maybe 15 different bureaus, and I'd say maybe 5 of them actually have gotten me a gig before. The other 10, I'm just listed on there. So once we agree on the price, we basically say, hey, I'm gonna send all this information to my assistant. My assistant has been working for me for the last 3 years, and she's been phenomenal. She gets that information. She then writes up a contract the same day. It's not like, hey, we put it off for 4 or 5 days. When it was just me and I was so busy, I really struggled with this. I would write up a contract 3 or 4 days after, and by that time they already forgot, or they already were looking at another speaker. And so now the same day we send out that contract, we send out the date, the timing, how much I'm getting paid, how long I'm speaking, who I'm speaking to, the name of the event is what we write up in the contract basically. Once we send that out, we tell all of our clients, hey, we do not put anything on our calendar until we have a signed agreement back. And the reason being is because I get so many of those booking forms every single month. So I can't tell this person, yeah, and 3 months later they say, oh, we're not doing the event anymore. And I told 4 of their events that wanted that day that I can't do it because of this event I already have planned. I've done that before and it's a big mistake. So I don't say yes to anything. I say once the agreement's signed back and I know I want to do it, agreed on all the pricing and stuff, you sign it, We send you our W-9, we send you everything you need, headshots, bio, the same day. This is the same day. We send all this out the same day. We get it back, we put it on my calendar, boom. After that, we'll set up a couple calls. And make sure that I knock this engagement out of the park. Being that this business is a relationship business, you have to follow through and make sure that meeting planner says, this was everything that I wanted and then some, Chris. I just spoke to an organization with the government about finance. It was a finance organization, association, and I did this event. Now, I don't speak about that, but I speak about culture and how we can be united to serve alongside people that think differently than us or whatever it may be. And it was a phenomenal engagement. Now, the reason why it was so phenomenal is because I knew exactly what they wanted before I got on stage to speak. Now, sometimes if I were to just wait and say, hey, this is what I speak about, and not even ask them, then I may crush it in my mind, but they may be thinking this is not what I wanted at all. And so now we set up a couple calls and make sure we get everything written down. Me and my assistant were writing everything down on those calls and make sure, hey, you want me to speak about my mission of unity? Hey, you want me to speak about resilience? Like all those different things you want me to speak about. So I'll make sure I hit on those when the engagement happens. Sometimes I'm speaking at schools and I'll charge, $5,000. Other times I'm speaking to companies, I'm charging $20,000. I'm not gonna charge a school $20,000, but if I'm speaking to a company, they know my fee is anywhere from 15 to 20. They'll know, hey, this is what it usually costs to bring Chris in. I have a wide variety of different fee ranges when I speak, but I want them to have an estimated budget for that. Once it's stamped on my calendar, we usually ask for a 50% deposit, usually anywhere from 60 to 90 days before. Now, the reason why we ask for this is because we use this 50% deposit to pay for my flight, hotel, rental car, basically my travel is what this 50% deposit's used for. Some schools I'm doing for $5,000. Some schools I'm doing for $8,000. Some organizations I'm doing for $12,000 or $15,000. Really, half of it's gonna take care of my travel. A lot of times I'll travel with my videographer if it's an event that I definitely think we should shoot. That first 50% deposit allows me to run my business without going in the negative, basically paying for stuff before I get paid for the engagement. Once I get there, the other 50% deposit is due once I get done off the stage of speaking, or sometimes we ask for it before I even get on stage to make sure that everything's taken care of, because again, it is a business. It is, it's me speaking, yes, but there's so much stuff that goes into it before and afterwards. This is kind of like the lay of the land of how things work in the speaking industry for myself. Then the engagement comes. I go there, I always fly, we pay for my own travel, my own hotel, and I always get a rental car. I get a rental car every single time because I've seen some rural places don't have Uber, or it takes the Uber 2 hours to get there. And if I'm speaking to an organization and I'm the 8 a.m. session and the Uber doesn't get there until 7:57, I'm late for the engagement, and that's something you can't do in this business. You have to be on time at all times. I'll finish up, and then what we do is we send out a couple gifts. We send an email saying, hey, thank you so much for this engagement. If you enjoyed it, we'd love for you to refer us out to a couple other organizations that are like yours that you think would benefit from it. And they always do so because I deliver. If you don't deliver on what you say you're gonna deliver, you won't be able to grow a speaking business. I deliver and they say, yeah, Chris, I think this organization would be great. I think that would be great as well. And we reach out to them the same day again. So urgency is very, very important. The same day, we try to always reach out. After that, we send them a couple gifts. Right now, I've been really big on sending baseball bats to all of my clients, saying just thank you. This is the way that I feed my family. This is how I keep this mission going in the world. And I try to change the world. So I just thank them for doing that and giving me the opportunity. They'll send me a picture of it hanging in their office or their son playing with a baseball bat or something. And it's always a phenomenal process. So yeah, this is what it looks like. Travel is crazy. I would say for me, people see me on stage, but the hardest part of what I do is definitely the travel part. Waking up at 4 a.m. to catch a 5 a.m. flight and then driving 2 hours to my engagement, speaking there for an hour and a half, driving back, then flying back out home. Sometimes flight gets delayed and all that stuff. So that's the hard part about it, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. I absolutely love what I get to do. And hopefully this gave you guys some insight on what it looks like to be a speaker and how I run the speaking business. I've got basically 2 people that work with me. One is my videographer, and he does a phenomenal job. He's shooting this right now. and the other one is my personal assistant and my executive assistant. She's phenomenal as well. So it's a small team, but we get a lot done, and we're able to do really, really well financially just from sharing my story and my passion, whether it's with books or me on stage speaking. So if you want to learn more about speaking and how you too can turn your pain into your purpose and turn your mess into a message, I would love to help you do so. So please go to chrissingleton.com, go to my coaching tab, fill that out, and I'll reach out to you personally, not somebody else, but I'll reach out to you personally. Or you can always shoot me a direct message on any of my social medias with the word huddle in all caps. Thanks, you guys. Make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share this for more information. Go to chrissingleton.com. Take care. Peace. So Facebook just let go of 10,000 of their employees. Mark Zuckerberg just okay, so I got some news about the economy. So I'm not a woe is me, like a doomsday person by any means, but I want to make you good. All right, sweet. All right.